Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. I'm excited about being here because it's another opportunity to see if we can wake up and see if we can make ourselves happier, see if we can engage ourselves in a happier experience with one another, and perhaps be a thrill that we are alive. You know, I just heard some, ladies and gentlemen, that confirmed what I have been saying all the time. Some guy just gave an analogy on, I think it's Tom Snyder or someone, about what Russia and United States, when you compare their social order together and stuff like this, he described it like this. He says that, for instance, in the United States, we got good government here, better government. Within the United States, we got bad government. We got hypocrisy here. We got this kind of stuff here, and we try to tell ourselves that we, for instance, a race, are not a racist nation. And when we got all the evidence that we are a racist nation, but we say we're not, and everybody want to be looked up as a not. Then you want to say there's other things similar, and you accept that and go on and pretend or whatever, and say like in Russia, say that they rather not do that. Sometimes they do tell truth and stuff like that, but their main concept is that they lie all the time, and they teach their people to lie, and so that when they have uh, Tucker Carlson, what he does on Fox, and I hear that they do that kind of stuff in Russia all the time. They never tell the truth to the people. Like all the stuff that's happening in Ukraine, they tell the people the same old kinds of lies that Donald Trump picked up from Russia and brought over here. And in other words, they saying that lying is the truth, and everybody accept those lies as truth, and they work within that. They're not pretending like there's some true stuff. They just know it's bull, and so that's the same identical stuff that Trump and everybody that's supporting Trump and all of those people that are spreading lies all and keep saying that they're lies. Even in the Senate, you got those senators over there doing the same thing. They know they're lies, but they're going to keep to those lies because those lies set a purpose. And what they are basically saying is that they are choosing with the side that lies all the time. They they're not going to confuse anything with the truth. That's a lie. And they're saying that I heard someone say if a lie can overthrow the government, then and in overthrowing the government, you can do what you want to do as opposed to what you're being programmed to do within another order. Then that is the thing to do. Now I didn't describe that just right, ladies and gentlemen, but what I really wanted to say is that what it confirmed, what I've been telling you all the time, is that evil is real. It is evident in the lives of people, evident in the lives of people, and they are not thinking about changing. This is why you have lies and stealing and killing and crime and violence, because this is how evil operates. Anywhere it exists, that's how it operates. And that's the mission of it, especially when I have it all over us, all around us, especially when our system is banked upon uh, a continuation of these kinds of acts. Fraud and all this kind of stuff. Everybody scheming, everybody trying to do stuff, open up marijuana stations and selling fake marijuana, open up anything and make money, go to make that money because it's the thing that you need to what? To do what you want to do after you've done all the lies. And now you got all the money. Then all the things that everybody would enjoy doing, you can do them because you've been telling all the lies and evil has prepared this for you. Only thing, half of the population or more is left out. Murder to kill because they don't matter. In other words, in order for you to do these kinds of things. Now, the opposite of that is what we talk about. Maybe say, let's talk about righteousness. We talk about doing things that really. Let me ask you this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me include you in this little part of it. What do you think would be the proper way? Let's just say all of the people spread it in every nation that they're spread it in. We're going to smooth it out for right now. I just want you to think about the people where they are, every country. Now, in these countries, there is something that's common amongst everybody within that geography. Every geography there are things that are common. And in most instances, the things that are common for each geography are common across the board. And those are things for survival, like food, clothing, shelter, education, healthcare, transportation, and other things that you can imagine that you do. Now, everybody should be concerned that there are no individuals that are denied any of these survival requirements. Okay, we get that in order. Now, there are other things that exist nationally, what we call uniqueness, specialties, your gifts. These what we call your culture. These are the things that really identify your culture. And some of the things might have the same names from nation to nation, but expressed in fashions that are exciting to see. And this is the thing that gives us the highlight, knowing that from country to country we can share our culture. We can go and see the beauty, enjoy the beauty, reveal ourselves, expose ourselves, the goodness, the greatness of each of our nations. And really, really thrilled about it. Now, with this righteous way of doing things, you engage everybody in the process and give them, or should I say, allow them to recognize the gift that gives them their greatest joy in performing. So whatever you choose to do in this life, it gives you you're doing it because it gives you your greatest pleasure. You're not doing it for anything else except it gives you your greatest pleasure. It just so happened that it is designed in such a way that as it gives you your greatest pleasure, it is engaged in the process with other things, doing the other things that's allowing you to create all of these things that's so essential for your survival, that are international. They are common internationally. Everybody across the world got food, clothing, shelter, education, healthcare. And if they were able to do it without lying and cheating and stealing, killing, terror, war, all that stuff is put aside. You got peace, prosperity, freedom, and joy, and all this kind of things happening. Let me ask you something, ladies and gentlemen. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that if all the resources are free? What is wrong with that if all the things that are done, they're done by the people who uses them? What is wrong with that if you work, create, and enjoy? What is wrong with that? That doesn't require money. That requires organizational system. That's all that requires. Now, why in the world would anybody want to cut that down, backbite that, and use, rather than your respect for one another and cooperation for one another, use another, something you call money. They use, that's the tool. Now, the idea is not to just do your exercise your joy or get your joy from what you're doing, but to get a job, to make the money. And based upon what the opposition wants, that's how they determine and gauge the money. So they can get you to try to do some things you never would have done on the righteous side, because that's where the money is. And that money would allow you to do things that you wouldn't be able to do if you were getting lesser money. And here we are. Evil chooses that path to life. That's the way evil has exposed itself to the world. You might not see it, but I see it. Evil has said, I want my way, and I will pay you what you deserve as I need you if you commit. And if you don't commit, and I know you can, I will kill you. Whew. Now, you talk about hell in the Bible. That's it. That is it. That is that hell. And you see all these people across the world is saying, oh, I like that. They are deciding, making a decision that they're going to go to hell. They're ready to lie and continue to lie, and they're ready to do everything. Now, what is the main motivation? The second motivation to get the money. Their main motivation is because they know they can get killed or will be killed if this power continues. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, it seems to be spreading. Let me tell you, when I think about the United States of America, when I think about how all of this ugliness has been all under the mattresses and stuff like that, and Trump came over here talking that stuff, what he got from Putin. We already know now, based upon the information that's been given, that Trump and Putin and all of them were just like this. They were just like that, tight. And that Trump was a stooge, sit here to destroy this country because he planned to go into Ukraine, as I see it, And Trump was going to be here after stealing this election. He failed. He failed Trump. He failed Putin. After failing to steal this election, well, he had planned to steal it. And if he had stolen it, he wasn't going to do nothing to support Ukraine. In other words, he was going to do everything he possibly could to support whatever the criminal was doing. He had to. Why? Because he sold his soul for money. He sold his soul. Let me say it again. He sold his soul for money. And ladies and gentlemen, everybody on the face of the earth are selling their souls for money. A lot of them know it, and a lot of us don't. The message that I bring to you today is that everything that you get for selling your soul for money, you can get it without even selling your soul. Now, everybody that got a job, what are you doing that job for? To make money. What do you do with that money? To do things that you want to do. That's what you do it for. Now, if you got to sell your soul to get that money to do that, why can't you just get rid of money, get rid of that system that requires you to have money, and induce the system that permits you to be free from that bondage? Because you're dealing with a lie that's over there telling you that I'm lying. There's someone telling you right now I'm the biggest crook on the face of the earth for talking this. Somebody's probably trying to tell you I'm talking about a one world order. Well, now, if you go back and check on the internet, where your one world order thing, they're talking about killing half of the people, half of the population. That's what they're talking about, or more. I'm not talking about killing anybody. I'm giving people the right to, and when I say I'm talking about the message that I bring, giving the people the right to live. Giving the people the right to die when they get ready. Giving people the right to be joyous in life. Giving people the opportunity to avoid the pains of old age if they don't want to. Giving people the right to avoid the super pain that comes from certain diseases and sickness that we haven't mastered yet.